Okay, today we're going to talk about exponential growth and decay problems. So, an exponential growth occurs when a quantity exponentially increases over time. And the equation for this is going to be f of t is a times 1 plus r raised to the t. So, an exponential decay occurs when a quantity exponentially decreases over time. So an exponential decay function, instead of being a plus, would be a minus. Where A is the initial amount, R is the growth or decay rate, which is always as a decimal, and T is the length of time. So Brooke started her career with an annual salary of $32,000. So she started her career, so that's the A. Each year thereafter, her salary increased, so that tells me it's a growth, by 2.5%. Write and use an exponential growth function to find her salary when she retires after 30 years. So first of all, we have to write an exponential growth function. So that's f of t equals the initial amount, which is 32,000, times 1 plus, and the rate. So if I have 2.5%, to change that to a decimal, you move the decimal 2 places, so you get 0.025 raised to the t. Because the function, it works for any time. So this time, we want to know after 30 years. So I'm finding f of 30. So if you put that in the calculator, we get 67,122. And so this is money. And money we're going to round to 2 decimal places. So this is money. So after 30 years, this will be her salary. Money, round to 2 decimals. In 1995, a magazine had 14,000 subscribers. So this is my A. The number of subscribers increased, so this is a growth, by 40%. So this is your R. Each year thereafter. Write and use an exponential growth function to find the number of subscribers in 2016. So the first thing I need is my exponential growth. So I'm going to have 14,000 times 1 plus 0.4 raised to the t. And so how many years? 1995 to 2016 is 21 years. So I'm going to take f of 21 So this time it's subscribers. And subscribers are people, and I can't have any decimal or any partial person. So when I multiply this out, I get 16,398,978 subscribers. So subscribers, we truncate off. We leave the decimal off because we can't have part of a subscriber. And number 3, Kate drank an energy beverage with 150 milligrams of caffeine. Each hour, the amount of caffeine in her system decreases by about 12%. So we start with 150, it decreases, so it's an exponential decay. So this is my initial, here's my rate. So I'm doing f of t equals 150 times 1 minus 0.12 raised to the t. So I want to know what is the t? Well, the t is 8 hours. So I'm finding f of 8, which is going to be 150. 1 minus 0.12 gives me 0.88 raised to the 8. Okay, so this isn't dollars, so we're always going to round to 3 decimals. So dollars we round to 2 decimals. Real things we truncate and make it a whole number, and everything else is going to be 3 decimal places. So the half-life of mercury is 3 days. So the half-life is 3 days. Write and use an exponential decay function, so it's a decay, to find the amount of mercury 197 left from a 50 gram, so this is my initial sample, after 20 days. So that's my T. So my function, my A is 50 grams. And we already said it's a decay, and it's a decay of half-life, so it's 0.5. And the only thing that's going to be different about half-life is I'm going to take the time and I'm going to divide it by 3. So I'm looking for 20 days, so I want f of 20. So I get 50 times 0.5 raised to the 20 over 3. And if you do that on the calculator, again, this is to 3 decimals. It's not money and it's not a whole person or a living thing. So, and it's grams. So to 3 decimals. 3 decimals for everything except money and a person. Sometimes a quantity is constantly increasing or decreasing at an exponential rate, and not just after each year, month, day, or hour. The formula to the right can be used to find the balance of the account in this case. So this is when it's continuous growth or decay. Continuous growth or decay is A equals PE to the RT. R is positive for growth, and R is negative for decay. So a garbage dumpster started with 4 pounds of garbage. So this is my P. That's my initial amount. The amount of garbage increased. So that means my R is positive. And this is my R, 35%, each day from this point forward. Find the amount of garbage in the dumpster after 2 weeks. So first of all, I want to write the general equation. So my F of T is going to equal P, which is 4, E, and the rate is 0.35 T. So it says after 2 weeks, but it's each day here. So how many days is 2 weeks? So I want 14 days to be my time. So I'm going to have F of 14, and that's 4e to the 0.35 times 14. And this is not money, and it's not a real thing. So I'm going to round to 3 decimals. So if you type this in the calculator, you're going to get 537.159 pounds. Number 6, the population of a town is declining. So that means that my R has to be negative. So this is my R. If the current population is 16,000, so this is my P. Find the population in 8 years. So this is my T. So first of all, we have to write our equation. So F of T is 16,000 E to the 0.015 T. And I want to find after 8 years, so I'm going to find F of 8. So this is multiply. This is multiply here. This goes up here. That's not part of the equation. So when I put this in the calculator, so this is people. So we're not having any partial people. So 14,190 people. All right, go ahead and do your homework now.